Jennifer Aniston had always dreamed of owning her own beauty salon. After years of starring in hit TV shows and movies, she finally decided to take the plunge and open Jen's Tresses and Messes in the heart of Beverly Hills. The grand opening was a star-studded affair, with A-listers like Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, and Reese Witherspoon stopping by to show their support. Jennifer beamed with pride as she cut the ribbon and welcomed her first customers. Little did she know, running a salon would be far more chaotic than she ever imagined. Her first client was a nervous bride-to-be named Samantha. As Jennifer trimmed Samantha's long locks, she couldn't help but offer some unsolicited advice. "Honey, if you ask me, marriage is overrated," Jennifer said with a smirk. "I mean, look at me, I've been married and divorced, and I'm doing just fine on my own. Maybe you should reconsider walking down the aisle." Samantha's eyes widened in shock. She opened her mouth to respond but was interrupted by a commotion at the front desk. "I'm sorry, but we don't accept walk-ins," the receptionist explained to an irate woman with a garish blonde beehive. "You'll need to make an appointment." "Do you know who I am?" the woman shrieked. "I'm Ivana Richington, heiress to the Richington toilet paper fortune. I demand to see Jennifer right now." Jennifer sighed and excused herself, leaving a bewildered Samantha in the styling chair. She approached Ivana with a forced smile. "Ivana, darling, I'm so sorry for the confusion," Jennifer cooed. "Of course we can fit you in. Why don't you have a seat and I'll be right with you." As Jennifer turned to walk away, she muttered under her breath, "This is going to be a long day." Back at Samantha's station, Jennifer's best friend and salon manager Courtney was taking over. "Don't listen to Jen," Courtney assured the nervous bride. "Marriage can be wonderful. Look at me and David, we've been together for years and we're still madly in love." Just then, David Arquette burst through the salon doors, looking disheveled and frantic. "Courtney, you'll never believe what just happened," he exclaimed. "I was walking down Rodeo Drive and I found this adorable little monkey wearing a top hat and vest. I think he escaped from the circus. We have to help him find his way home." Courtney closed her eyes and massaged her temples, trying to maintain her composure in front of the client. Samantha glanced back and forth between the couple, thoroughly confused. Meanwhile, Jennifer was shampooing Ivana's hair while simultaneously taking a call from her agent on her AirPods. "Jen, baby, have I got a role for you?" the agent gushed. "It's a gritty indie drama where you play a struggling single mom who turns to a life of crime to make ends meet. It's going to be your monster's ball, trust me." "I don't know, Marty," Jennifer hesitated as she worked the lather through Ivana's roots. "I'm kind of focused on the salon right now. And I'm not sure playing a criminal is the right move for my brand." Ivana piped up from the shampoo bowl, her voice muffled by suds. "Excuse me, Jennifer, but I couldn't help but overhear. I think you absolutely must take that part. Nothing says serious actor like uglying yourself up for a role. Just look at Charlize Theron in that serial killer movie." Jennifer paused, considering the advice of her vapid, toilet paper heiress client. Maybe Ivana was onto something. As the day wore on, the salon descended further into disarray. Lisa Kudrow, hired as the in-house makeup artist, got into a heated debate with a client about whether the earth was round or flat. Reese Witherspoon, brought on to sell luxury hair products, somehow ended up giving scalp massages. And Samantha quietly sneaked out during the commotion, deciding that maybe marriage wasn't so scary after all compared to this madhouse. By the time the last client left and the salon doors closed for the night, Jennifer was utterly exhausted. Her perfectly coiffed hair was now a frizzy mess, and her tailored pantsuit was covered in hair dye and glitter. She collapsed into a styling chair and looked around at the disaster zone that was her salon. Courtney sat beside her, absent-mindedly braiding David's new monkey friend. Lisa and Reese bickered over who used the last of the argan oil. Jennifer sighed deeply. She had a feeling this was only the beginning of her beauty salon misadventures. What on earth had she gotten herself into? The next morning, Jennifer arrived at the salon bright and early, determined to turn things around after yesterday's chaos. She had a full day of appointments booked, and she was ready to tackle them head-on. Her first client of the day was a high-powered executive named Victoria, who strode into the salon in a crisp suit and heels. "I need something professional but stylish," Victoria declared as she settled into Jennifer's chair. "I have a big presentation today and I need to look my best." Jennifer grinned, confidence restored. "I've got just the thing," she said, reaching for her scissors. As she worked, Jennifer couldn't resist offering a bit of her signature life advice. "You know, Victoria, there's more to life than climbing the corporate ladder," she mused. "Have you ever thought about chucking it all and backpacking through Europe?" Victoria shot her a withering glare in the mirror. "I don't have time for frivolous pursuits," she snapped. "Some of us have real responsibilities." Jennifer shrugged, unfazed. Suit yourself, she sang as she snipped away. Across the salon, Reese was having her own client troubles. A woman named Karen was inspecting the ingredients on every bottle of shampoo and conditioner, growing increasingly agitated. "Excuse me, but these products contain sulfates and parabens." Karen huffed. "Don't you know how toxic those are? I read a blog post about it on my homeopathic mommy forum." Reese plastered on her sweetest southern smile. "I apologize, ma'am. I can assure you all our products are salon-grade and perfectly safe." Karen narrowed her eyes. "Well, I'll have you know I'm very good friends with Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm going to have to let her know about the kind of chemicals you're peddling here." Reese clenched her teeth, still smiling brightly. "Bless your heart," she said through gritted teeth. Meanwhile, Courtney was dealing with a client of her own, an aspiring actress named Tiffany who wouldn't stop talking about her craft. "I'm tellin' ya, Courtney, I'm gonna be the next Jennifer Lawrence," Tiffany drawled as Courtney trimmed her split ends. "I just landed a role in a low-budget horror movie. I play the girl who gets murdered in the shower. It's real classy, artistic stuff." Courtney nodded politely, fighting the urge to roll her eyes. "That's great, Tiffany. I'm sure you'll be winning Oscars in no time." Just then, Lisa burst out of the break room, her eyes wide with excitement. "You guys, you'll never believe what just happened." Everyone turned to look at her expectantly. "I was on my psychic hotline app and I connected with the ghost of Marilyn Monroe. She told me that if I dye my hair platinum blonde, I'll become a huge movie star." There was a beat of silence before the salon erupted into laughter. Even Victoria cracked a smile. "Oh, Lisa," Jennifer chuckled, shaking her head. "Never change." As the day went on, the salon settled into a groove. Snappy one-liners were exchanged, life advice was dispensed, solicited or not, and somehow, miraculously, hair was styled to perfection. Karen left in a huff, but not before buying a full set of overpriced organic hair products. Tiffany booked a follow-up appointment to touch up her roots before her big movie premiere. And Victoria strode out with a sleek, chic bob, ready to take on the world. As the last client of the day left, Jennifer surveyed her team with pride. Sure, they were a motley crew, but they were her motley crew. Together, they could handle whatever craziness the salon threw their way. She caught Courtney's eye and grinned. "You know what this place needs? Margarita Mondays." Courtney laughed. "I like the way you think, boss." Jennifer smiled to herself as she locked up for the night. Maybe this whole beauty salon thing wasn't such a disaster after all. Monday morning rolled around, and Jennifer bounced into the salon, a woman on a mission. "All right, ladies," she announced, clapping her hands together. "It's Margarita Monday. I want this place spotless and ready for a fiesta by 5 p.m. sharp." Courtney, ever the voice of reason, raised an eyebrow. "Jen, are you sure that's a good idea? We have a full schedule of clients today." "Relax, Court," Jennifer breezed. "It's all about balance. Work hard, play hard, right?" Lisa chimed in eagerly. "Ooh, can I be in charge of decorations? I have a vision streamers, piñatas, the works." Reese shook her head, amused. "I'll handle the margaritas. Lord knows I've mixed my fair share of drinks in this lifetime." As the team set to work, the day's clients began arriving. First up was a sullen teenage girl named Addison, dragged in by her mother for a pre-prom updo. "I don't even want to go to this stupid dance," Addison grumbled as Jennifer combed through her tangled hair. Jennifer clucked her tongue sympathetically. "I know it seems lame now, but trust me, you'll want these memories someday. Prom is a rite of passage." Addison rolled her eyes. "Easy for you to say. You're Jennifer Aniston. I bet your prom was perfect." Jennifer laughed. "Hardly. My date stood me up and I spilled punch all over my dress. But you know what? I still had a blast with my girlfriends. That's what matters." As Jennifer worked her magic, transforming Addison's unruly mane into an elegant chignon, the teen slowly began to soften. By the end of the appointment, she was even cracking a smile. "Thanks, Jennifer," Addison said shyly as she admired her reflection. "Maybe prom won't be so bad after all." Jennifer winked at her. "Knock him dead, kid." The rest of the day passed in a blur of hairspray and hot tools. There was the eccentric artist who wanted her hair dyed to match her latest abstract painting, the frazzled new mom who fell asleep in the shampoo chair, the bridezilla demanding an emergency pre-wedding trim. Through it all, Jennifer and her team handled the chaos with aplomb, and only a few minor margarita spills. As the last client left and the clock struck 5, Lisa dimmed the lights and hit play on the salon speakers. Salsa music filled the air as Reese passed out salt-rimmed glasses. To Jen's tresses and messes, she toasted, raising her margarita high. And to good friends, Courtney added, smiling warmly at Jennifer. Jennifer felt her heart swell with gratitude as she clinked glasses with her crew. Sure, running a salon was stressful and unpredictable, but moments like these made it all worthwhile. Just then, the front door burst open and a woman stumbled inside, clearly distressed. Jennifer recognized her immediately. It was Victoria, the high-powered executive from last week. "Help me," Victoria gasped, clutching at her chest. "I'm having a crisis. I think I want to quit my job and go backpacking through Europe." Jennifer stared at her for a beat before throwing her head back in laughter. She knew it was going to be another interesting day at the salon, but bring it on. She and her team were ready for anything. "Whoa, whoa, whoa," Jennifer said, guiding a hyperventilating Victoria to a nearby chair. "Take a deep breath, honey. Let's talk this through." As Victoria poured out her heart, confessing her long-held dreams of travel and adventure, the rest of the team discreetly carried on with closing duties around them. "I just feel so stuck," Victoria sniffed, gratefully accepting the margarita Reese pressed into her hand. "Like I'm wasting my life in a job I hate." Jennifer nodded sympathetically. "I get it. Believe me, I've been there. But quitting your job to travel the world? That's a big step." "I know," Victoria said miserably. "But I'm afraid if I don't do it now, I never will." "Isn't that what you told me before? To seize the day?" Jennifer paused, considering. She knew all too well the allure of escapism, the temptation to run away from your problems. But she also knew the importance of facing your fears head-on. "Tell you what," she said finally. "Why don't you start small? Take a weekend trip somewhere nearby, just to get your feet wet. If you still feel the same way after that, then we can talk about making a bigger change." Victoria's shoulders slumped in relief. "That's a great idea. Thank you, Jennifer. You're a lifesaver." Jennifer smiled, patting her hand. "Anytime. That's what we're here for." As Victoria left, her step noticeably lighter, Jennifer turned to find her team watching her with admiration. "What?" she said self-consciously. "Nothing," Courtney said, shaking her head with a smile. "Just, you're really good at this whole advice thing. Ever thought about adding life coach to your resume?" Jennifer laughed. "One career crisis at a time, Court." The next day brought a new batch of clients and challenges. There was the socialite whose yappy chihuahua peed on Lisa's foot during a blowout, the aspiring rapper who wanted his hair styled into a giant dollar sign, the bachelorette party that got a little too rowdy with the champagne. But through it all, Jennifer and her crew took it in stride. They laughed, they cried, they danced around with curling irons to Whitney Houston songs. And somehow, in between the chaos and the craziness, they managed to work their magic and make every client who walked through those doors feel beautiful and cared for. Late that afternoon, as the salon was winding down, a familiar face popped in, David Arquette, looking sheepish. "Hey guys," he said, ducking his head. I need a favor." "What's up, David?" Courtney asked warily. David held up his hands, which were covered in angry red rashes. "So you know that monkey I rescued? Turns out he had fleas. And I may have used the wrong shampoo trying to wash him." Courtney closed her eyes, breathing deeply. "David, please tell me you did not use my expensive salon shampoo on a flea-ridden monkey." "I'm sorry," David wailed. "I didn't know what else to do. He wouldn't stop scratching." Jennifer bit back a laugh as she watched the couple bicker. Just another day at Jen's Tresses and Messes. But even as the madness swirled around her, she couldn't help but feel a deep sense of contentment. Because this crazy, wonderful, messy life? It was hers. And she wouldn't trade it for anything. As the weeks passed, Jennifer fell into a comfortable rhythm at the salon. Sure, there were still plenty of crazy moments, like when Lisa accidentally dyed a client's hair bright purple instead of subtle auburn, or when Reese's attempt at feng shui resulted in a minor flood from a misplaced fountain, but overall, things were running smoothly. Even David's monkey, now a frequent visitor to the salon, and Courtney's eternal nemesis, had become something of a mascot. Clients cooed over his tiny top hat and bow tie, even as he occasionally swiped their hairbrushes. One sunny afternoon, the bell above the door jingled and Victoria walked in, a noticeable spring in her step. "Jennifer," she exclaimed, beaming. "I did it. I took that weekend trip you suggested." "That's fantastic," Jennifer said, hurrying over to hug her. "How was it?" "Amazing," Victoria sighed happily. "I went hiking in the mountains, tried all this delicious local food. I even met a cute park ranger." She blushed. "We're going out for coffee next week." Jennifer grinned. "Look at you, embracing adventure." "I'm so proud." Victoria's smile turned serious. "I couldn't have done it without you, Jen. Your advice, your encouragement, it changed my life." Jennifer felt tears prick her eyes. "I'm just happy I could help," she said softly. As Victoria left, promising to book an appointment for a pre-date blowout, Jennifer looked around at her little salon with a full heart. Sure, it wasn't the glamorous acting career she'd once envisioned. There were no red carpets or award shows, no designer gowns or flashbulbs. But there was laughter and friendship and the pure joy of making people feel good about themselves. There were inside jokes and impromptu dance parties, margaritas and monkey cuddles. There was a sense of purpose, of belonging, of home. And really, Jennifer thought as she watched Courtney chase David's monkey with a broom, Reese mix up a fresh pitcher of margaritas, and Lisa consult her crystal ball for a client or a reading. What could be better than that? Just then, a thought occurred to her. She clapped her hands, calling her team to attention. "All right, ladies and David," she announced with a twinkle in her eye. "I think it's time we expanded this little operation. What do you say we open a second location?" The salon erupted in cheers and applause. As her friends swarmed her with hugs and excited chatter, Jennifer couldn't help but laugh. She had a feeling this was only the beginning of their adventures together. And she couldn't wait to see where the journey would take them next.
Tell us in the comments what part of this story impressed you the most. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next videos. See you in the world of incredible events.